Black people own McDonald's? Overall, who owns McDonald's? All right then. All right then. That's right. Hey, who they call? Revelation 1, let me show you something right quick. Because he's saying if you can prove that that's Jesus out of the Bible, he's going to give you $1,000. You saying definitely that's Jesus. We're about to show you something. Show you that's not Jesus. Show you how
that Jesus?
Y'all, right? Gonna show y'all, right? Gonna do a little comparison. Because you say this Jesus. We say this Jesus.
That's right.
That's right. Let's find out. Let's read the book. Go ahead.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
Revelation means the revealing of Jesus Christ, right?
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
That him is John on the island of Patmos. So he gave John the understanding of what he was about to write, right?
Verse 10. I was in the spirit on the Lord's day.
He said John was in the spirit on the Lord's day, which is the day, the Sabbath.
And heard behind me a great voice.
You heard that voice?
As of a trumpet, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. And what thou seest,
Now Christ told him, he said, what you see?
write in the book.
He said, John, I want you to write what you see in the book, right?
And sent, verse 12, and I turned to see the voice that spake with me.
John turned to see who was talking to him. That was Christ, right?
And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks.
Now, he said, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. That's called the menorah. That's
right.
what it's called, right?
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks,
In the midst of the candlesticks,
one like unto the Son of Man,
Christ
clothed with a garment down to the foot,
had a garment all the way down to his feet,
and girt about the paps within the golden girdle.
a belt. That's a belt he had around his waist.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
He said the hair on his head and the hair on his face, it was white and it was woolly. Now look at this dude, right? What kind of hair texture? Because wool is a texture, all right? Said is this hair white? Right, now look at this hair. Is this hair white? Now what is woolly? Does this look like wool texture? Don't this look like woolly texture? Who have woolly texture hair on the face of this planet? Who have woolly texture hair?
Touch
Touch your
man.
hair.
Touch your hair. Look at all
That's
that
wool. That's wool. Yeah. Go ahead.
And his eyes were as white as snow.
His hair was fully white
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
because he drank wine in moderation. That's why his eyes was red. That's in Genesis 49. Don't worry about it. It's good.
And his feet
Now John looked down at his feet.
like unto fine brass.
What color is brass? Like your color. Brass. He said his feet like it, right? He said his feet like it's brass. I see how brown it was.
As if they burned in a
As
furnace.
if they what?
They burned in a furnace.
So if you take that color that you got and burn it, what color is it then? So he had white woolly hair. His feet like those feet are the same color as the rest of his body. As if it burned in a furnace. You can put white rice in a furnace. What color is it gonna get?
Burned.
That's right. So Christ was a black man. That's right. I see his father. Go to Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. You're learning something because it's gonna tell you who you are. Y'all don't know who y'all are yet. Y'all think y'all African American. That's right. Never get that sign of African American. Show you where that came from. Let's find out how his father looked.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast
Now
down.
this is Daniel. He's about to prophesy. He said, I beheld till the thrones were cast down. The thrones are the rulership of the nations, right? The thrones are cast down, right?
And the Ancient of Days
He
did
said,
sit.
he said the Ancient of Days. The Ancient of Days is God. Because there's no beginning of days and no end of days. He's the Ancient of Days. He's older than days, right? And he did what?
Did sit.
See, we were always taught that God is some type of spirit, something that came. Well, he did what?
Did sit.
So that means he had to have a body. He had to sit. He sat down, right?
Whose garment was white as snow.
Hey, he had a garment on, so he's not a puff of smoke. He had a garment on, right?
And the hair of his
The
head
hair of his head,
like the pure wool.
like the what?
The pure wool.
Yeah, pure wool. We the only people on this planet that got woolly textures. Only people. We got this type of thing. That's the Most High God.
That's right.
Go to John chapter, I think that's 14 and 7. Just to show you. saying the same thing.
It's the book of John, chapter 14, verse 7. If ye had known me, ye should have known my Father also. And from henceforth ye know him and have seen him.
Christ saying, you seen the Father? You seen me? You seen the Father. Because I look just like my Father.
Right.
Yeah, white woolly hair, just like his Father.
That's right.
So who are y'all now? Because what was Christ's nationality? Who is he? What did he derive from? You know his nationality? No. I'm asking you what race of people is he? Like, let me show you. Let me go to yeah, Hebrews 7:14. Let's show you what I'm talking.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
He said, our Lord sprang out of Judah. Judah is the head of the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
Y'all ever heard of the Israelites? Judah is the head of the 12 tribes of Israel. So-called African Americans are what we were told. That's who we are today. According to the Bible, you're not going to find African American in the Bible. You're going to find Judah though, and that's who we are. We're the Israelites from the tribe of Judah. Y'all want to know how we know that we're the Israelites from the tribe of Judah? Y'all want to know? Check this out. Y'all heard of Moses, right?
Yeah.
What color Moses was? You think he was a white man? You think he looked like this dude? How he look? How y'all think he looked?
A little bit different. I know how you look.
How you look?
He thirsty.
Go to Exodus 4:6. Let's see. Let's show you.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 6.
Let's show you how important y'all, because we're gonna show you how important y'all, because y'all been taught something. Y'all been taught this since y'all were kids. Just like me. I thought that too. But now we're starting to come back and realizing that wasn't true. That our God looked like us. And all of these people, all of these Israelites look just like him too.
Right.
Moses looked just like him too.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 6. And the Lord said furthermore unto him.
Now this is Moses, right? The Lord told Moses, he said, go to Pharaoh and tell him that my people go. My people are the Israelites.
Right.
All right. Now he told him, well, how is he gonna believe me? So he's about to go ahead and show Moses.
I read it.
Right? Now check this out. This is watch what he tell him to do, right?
Put not thou hand into thy bosom.
He said, take your hand, Moses. I'm about to show you a miracle. He said, take your hand and put it in the bosom.
And he put his hand into his bosom. And when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow.
He said his hand became leprous as snow. So it became white. What would have been the miracle if he was already white?
Right.
If he was already white, what would have been a miracle? Well, yeah, but it didn't happen like that. He said, so obviously he was black and God turned his hand white.
That's right.
Right, go ahead.
And he said, put thy hand into thy bosom again.
He said, put your hand back into your bosom.
And he put his hand into his bosom again. And he plucked it out of his bosom.
And when he took it out,
and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh.
so he turned it back, black,
Back
to
There
his
you
original
go.
flesh. Because if he was already white, this wouldn't have been a miracle at all.
to don't that supposed to turn into a snake or something?
Oh, you talking about his staff? Oh, right.
Like when he threw that down.
Yeah, that was
Well, that was Aaron, not Moses. That was Aaron's staff turned into a snake. Give me numbers. Let's see. Moses and Aaron's sister. Right. Let's get. I'm just showing you how we black. Numbers 12
and 10. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 12, verse 10. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle.
Now this is the law about to punish Miriam. Miriam is Aaron's and Moses' sister, right? Because she had a problem with Moses because he married an Ethiopian woman. That was a woman of another nation because we couldn't. It's a law that we wasn't supposed to marry outside of our nation. We're supposed to marry only Israelites. That's it. Right? Good.
And behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow.
She became leprous, white as snow, right?
And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not thy sin upon us,
He said, don't lay this sin because it's a sin to be white. Go ahead.
wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead,
He said, don't let her be as one dead, like she turned like white.
of whom the flesh is half consumed.
The flesh is half have so many, she have no melanin.
When he coming out of his mother's womb.
So when somebody come, like when a child come out of mother's womb, they be white looking, right? That's what he's saying. He said, don't be like that. Go ahead.
Right. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, heal her now,
He
O
said,
God.
Lord, so Moses went to the Lord and said, man, please heal her.
I beseech thee.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord said unto Moses, if her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days?
So he said, I'm gonna keep this leprosy on her for 7 days.
Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days. And after that, let her be received in again.
So he made her stay white for 7 whole days. That was a sin to me.
Right.
It's not like even like blonde hair. You like blonde, you put blonde hair in your head? Check this out. To show you it's all cursed that God loves these people. That's it.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 13, verse 29. If a man or a woman have a plague upon the head or the beard,
He's about to show you what a plague is.
then a priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin,
Deeper than the skin.
and there be in it a yellow thin hair,
What is called?
a yellow thin hair,
What is blonde? What the word blonde means? Blonde means yellow. That's what it means. Yellow. It's French for blonde.
that's right.
That's what yellow blonde means. That's French. That's a French word. It means yellow.
Then a priest shall pronounce him unclean.
So if you put yellow hair in there, the priest God considers you unclean.
It is a dry scalp, even a leprosy
It's
upon
what-
the
what
head
it's
or
called?
beard, even a leprosy upon the head or beard.
It's leprosy. Guys hate that thing.
That's right.
See that? So we showing you is your God looks just like you. He doesn't want, see like that hair like that. Give me Proverbs 3:31. Because if God has woolly textured hair, right? And we are his people, shouldn't we keep his type of hair?
That's right.
Because his hair is best.
That's right.
But look what he said.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
He said, envy thou not the oppressor. Our oppressors are people that put us into, what that thing is? These are our oppressors, right? Y'all heard of slavery? This is who? These are our oppressors, the people that put us into slavery, sold us on auction ships and stuff like that. Those are our oppressors, right? Now, oppressors got long, stringy hair, like long, stringy dog hair, like this so-called white man Jesus, right?
Right.
I had watched Heavenly Cousin, and they had a man like that.
Yeah,
Right.
well, this is the image of the beast. This man lived. This man's name was Cesare Borgia. That's his name. He's not Jesus. His name was Cesare Borgia. He's the second son of Alexander VI in Rome. You look this stuff up, it gives you the whole play on this man. You can look him up and Google it. And he came on us in the Renaissance during slavery time, and they pushed this on us. Right? It was never our custom. We always think Christ is black. And after slavery, they started beating that into him.
That's right.
Read that again.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
He said, don't envy your oppressors.
And choose none of his ways.
And he said, don't choose none of his ways. Don't even choose their hair. Don't choose their clothing. Don't choose their holidays. Don't choose no Easter. None of that stuff. All that stuff is pagan. Like Christmas, y'all celebrate Christmas?
I heard that too. It's pagan.
Yeah. You know what they used to do in Christmas? Yeah, big fat gay men used to have sex with each other. All that stuff was going on during Christmas time. That's all that, man. And our people.
Go ahead, Nate, about Christmas.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaking unto you, O house of Israel.
We are the Israelites. Y'all not African Americans. Y'all are Israelites. Y'all from the tribe of Judah. That's y'all nationality. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
He's saying it again. Don't learn the way of the heathen. Don't do what the heathen do.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
The heavens is going into astrology. Like your birthday might be in November. You're like, I'm a Scorpio. Hey. He said, don't do that. That's foolishness to God.
That's right.
Go ahead.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
He said, because that's what the heathen do. They do that stuff. We don't supposed to do that. We separate. Go ahead.
Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
He said, the customs of the heathens is useless. That's what vain means. Useless. It's useless to us.
one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
He said now he's about to list that custom. He said one go to the forest and they cut a tree out of the forest.
The work of the hands of the workman with the axe.
So he cut it with the axe.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
They take it home and then they deck it with silver and gold. What custom is that? They get a tree out of the forest, bring it home, and then they put silver and gold around it. Or ornaments and stuff like that. That's right. Go back to 2.
Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
He said don't do that. Go ahead.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at
He
them.
said that's what the heathens do. We don't supposed to do that.
So we're supposed to celebrate Christmas.
No, he gave us our own high holy days. Get that those papers out of there on them high holy days. Today is a holiday. Today is the Sabbath day.
Right.
Today we're supposed to gather together. There's no buying, no selling. It's supposed to be actually got it. Psalms 81. The moon is full. We're supposed to gather together on that day. That's a feast. That's a feast day for us. Psalms 81, 86.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 81, verse 3. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon.
So we're supposed to be blowing out. We also have these little shofar trumpets that we blow to the new moon. But
In the time appointed on our solemn feast day.
he said it's a time appointed for our solemn feast day because it was just set for the children of Israel.
For this was a statute for Israel
That's a statute for us, for Israel.
and a law of the God of Jacob.
That's right. That's our day. That's one of the days. So every new moon, me and the brothers would gather together on those days if we can.
That's right.
To celebrate. Like I said, there's a whole list of them. When y'all go back, if y'all get a chance, read Leviticus 23 for themselves, and it has a whole list of days we're supposed to actually keep. You know, y'all know y'all can't eat no pork, no crab, no crawfish. Y'all eat crawfish?
Oh, all praise.
Yeah,
all
Pork, goat,
praise.
good.
They said red meat
Leviticus.
is hurt
Hey, what's up, Nate?
What, red beans?
no, they said red meat is hurt your
Well, red meat, you could eat red meat. You could eat beef.
Lamb.
You could eat lamb. You could eat that. I mean, you want to eat everything in moderation. You don't want to eat nothing over. Give me Leviticus. Start at 7.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter
Start at
11,
1.
verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, speak unto the children of Israel.
This whole book from beginning to end is about the children of Israel. Jump to 7.
Verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hooks
Swine is pork.
and be cloven footed,
Uh-huh.
yet he chewed not the cud.
Uh-huh.
He is unclean to you.
He's unclean to y'all. Y'all are children of Israel.
Of their flesh shall you not eat, and their carcass shall you not touch.
He don't even want you to touch pork.
They are unclean to you.
They're unclean to you.
Verse 9. These shall you eat of all that are in the waters.
Now he's about to tell you what you could eat out of the waters.
Whatsoever have fins and
He
scales
said, whatever have fins and scales, you can eat it.
in the waters,
Uh-huh.
and the seas, and the rivers, them shall you eat.
Uh-huh.
And all that have not fins and
He
scales,
said, anything that don't have fins and
So
scales,
like fish,
you can eat fish, but only
Not
fish that have,
catfish.
like say like catfish, you can't eat catfish. Catfish have fins, but it don't have scales, right?
and all that have not fins and scales,
Anything in that water don't have fins and scales.
in the seas, and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
Say they're an abomination, meaning that God hates that stuff.
so you should.
That's right. So those things, just think about what crawfish and, y'all know what crawfish, crabs, and shrimp, you know what they were designed for? They were created to clean the water. Like they eat all of the
All the
dirt
poo-poo
and
and
all
all
the
that.
stuff that's in the water.
Right.
Like when you eating a crawfish actually cleans the water. So when you eating that, you're eating whatever he
That's right.
shit,
That's right.
trash,
All that
anything that
stuff.
they do, dead bodies they might be in there.
Right.
Anything, that's what they
That's what we eat.
right
now.
along with catfish.
Right.
They eat all the quarter crabs, crawfish. If y'all ever stop eating that, and you see somebody that eat it, it's gonna smell the high heaven to you. It's gonna stink like hell to you.
It's gonna smell it.
You know, it's gonna smell real bad to you.
Right.
Those are the things that's for our people. Our people are
That's right.
supposed to be a certain way. They're supposed to do a certain thing. Like even our little girl, like her. Give me Leviticus 22. Tell me what this means. sis. Check this out.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5.
Check this out.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaining unto a man,
Huh?
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy God.
What that mean? Read it again.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 5. The woman
Is it saying the woman or the girl?
shall not wear that which pertaining unto a man. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
It's talking about apparel, wear. So what are you don't supposed to wear? What are boy clothes?
Bras,
Oh, look at this. What door would you go into?
to the ladies.
Which one is the ladies?
That's good.
What she wearing?
Oh, oh, so how do you know the difference?
Because we wear that.
Wear dresses.
All right, so you know there's a difference in the things that they wear, right? Read it again for me.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 5. The woman
The woman or the girl?
shall not wear that which pertaining unto a man. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Like, we don't supposed to be in dresses. We can't go in that bathroom, that restroom like that.
For
So
all-
you can't go in ours.
Right.
You can't wear pants and we can't wear dresses. Ain't that simple?
Well, they can wear pants, but
Why? What the Bible just said. Read it again for him. I want the brother to hear.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaining unto a man.
Uh-huh.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Uh-huh.
For all that do
So
so
everybody that do that,
are abomination unto the Lord thy
I
God.
mean, God hates that thing.
so we wear pants. He hates
Go
that.
to Timothy. Go to Timothy. Let me show you another thing. Because put it like this. We as a community, right? Turn that sign around, Fred. It's something that we struggle with in this community, right? The teenage pregnancy rate is high. The so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, we struggle with a lot of sex outside of wedlock. That's because something is going on, something is happening that's very, very bad, right? Read that.
It's the book of 1 Timothy,
Tell
chapter
your
2,
wife.
verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
That's because our women don't wear modest apparel. Our women supposed to wear modest apparel, things that don't show their shape, things that don't bring on lust from other young men. You know, because that's why they do it. So you're gonna get, normally when you dress a certain way, you're gonna get a knucklehead out here shooting his stick at you, and they're gonna be like, and ultimately, you might come fight off a few of them, but eventually you're gonna like, okay, well, I like him. And then before you know it, it's gonna be trouble.
That's right.
And when it's trouble for you, it's not just trouble for your daddy and your mom, it's trouble for the whole community. Because we all go down. We all are brothers keepers. We all are brothers keepers. We all gotta come back to our law, statutes, commandments. When we keep them all together, we don't come up together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what you're supposed to be wearing is something modest. You're not supposed to show your shape. Make it easy for your daddy, easy for your mom.
Right.
Like they wear like high shorts.
Exactly.
That's right, brother.
Exactly.
That's right.
Shirts that
So,
go real good.
exactly. Read that exactly.
That's right.
Read it again.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel,
And modest apparel. You're supposed to be
with shamefacedness
You're supposed to be in shape, and you're supposed to be all up in the man's face too.
and sobriety,
And sobriety, you're supposed to be drunk.
not with braided hair,
It's not saying you can't have braided hair. You can have braided hair, but it's not supposed to be all about your look.
or gold,
Or gold.
or pearls,
Mhm.
or costly array.
That's going into those things that you're not supposed to be so superficial about the things that you wear.
So like rappers, like when they have all that gold stuff, and they try to show off because they got it, and they don't like it because they.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 8.
Now check this out. This is the judgment for that. Because we might be saying this stuff, they be like, well, whatever, that could be an arcade. But this is going to talk about the second coming of Christ right here. Go ahead.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 8. And this shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice.
That's when Christ come back. It's going to be a sacrifice. Because this man ain't coming. But this man coming. This man look like he's about to do what I'm about to read. Go ahead.
That I will punish the princes and the king's children.
These people on the sign, these are the princes and the king's children. The Israelites. Right?
And all such as are clothed with strange apparel.
Strange apparel is apparel that's not according to the laws. He gave us a dress code. He gave our women gotta wear dresses with,
right.
with fringes of border blue. Our men gotta wear, like, give me numbers. There's also a law, right? Let's do that.
The book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 37. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel,
This book from the beginning, I'm gonna go to the end and show you he's only talking about Israel.
and bid them
And command them.
that they make them fringes
These are fringes right here. You got brother back there, Dr.
and bid them
And command them.
that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments
Uh-huh.
throughout their generations,
As long as we generate, as long as we're on this planet, we're supposed to win.
and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
That's why we all got the blue ribbon on.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe,
Uh-huh.
that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord,
Like what?
and do them.
So it's like a reminder. You ever used to tie things around your finger to remind you to do something? Well, that's what the Most High did for us. Like, listen, I don't want y'all to get it twisted. I want y'all to remember to do my commandments.
Right.
One more question. How many gates are there to heaven? Like, you go to heaven, you said you be reading the Bible too. How many gates are there to heaven? Why would there be 12? What? How many gates? No, I'm asking. I'm going to read it to you. But you said 12. Why would there be 12? No, but why? Why, if it's 12, why would there be 12? How many gates does it need to get in?
Nate, you said 1? You said 12?
I'm going to show you why, but why would it be 12? Go ahead, read it. I'm going to take you out of your misery.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 21, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven, go to 10, verse 10. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain,
It's Christ carrying to a great to a high mountain. Go
and
ahead.
showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God.
So it's going to be, we're not going off to live off in space. We're going to live here on earth. You know, when we pray, we say, Our Father who art in heaven, be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth. So he's showing you that heaven is going to be on earth. Jump to 12.
Verse 12. And had a wall great and high,
They had a wall great and high.
and had 12 gates.
All right, sis, they had 12 gates.
And at the gates, 12 angels,
There's an angel at each one of those entrances.
and names written
Now
thereon,
they got, the reason they have 12 gates is that there's names on those gates.
and the names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
That's why. Right? So it's showing you what heaven is for. The heaven is for these people. So if you're not on this sign, it's not for you.